Welcome back to the Movement Network with Bart. And man, what a fight! And I actually call this one, unlike the one with Josh Kelly. Thought Josh Kelly was going to take it. My prediction was with Josh Kelly, but unfortunately, Josh Kelly did not pull it off. He got knocked out. But let's focus on a fight that, for me, it reminded me the ending. The ending of this fight, for me, reminded me of Manny Pacquiao and Marquez, their last fight, when Manny Pacquiao landed face first and stood there for a little while. And I remember the HBO broadcasters being extremely concerned for Manny Pacquiao. That is exactly the same way that I felt at the end of this fight. If you don't know, Oscar Valdez did his best fight ever. For me, fight of the year. I give a lot, if anything, knockout of the year. I give a lot of props to the Reynoso brothers for being able to come up with a outstanding game plan, so that Oscar Valdez will be able to stop or even get away with a victory from Miguel Berchelt. Now, the fight itself, we saw Oscar Valdez do whatever he wanted to do in this fight. He had a better jab, which was for me a bit funny, being that Berchelt had a longer jab, longer reach, but Valdez was the one utilizing the jab. At the same time, Valdez was also using the 1-2, and he used he showed an amazing display of ring generalship, moving from side to side, holding, turning him around. It was an amazing fight. I give a lot of credit to Berchelt. Berchelt was able to withstand a lot of punches, especially to the head. I do think that the fight should have been stopped. I think the corner, I think the referee, or maybe the ring doctor, should have stopped the fight. I think Berchelt took way too many punches. I think Valdez had the perfect plan. He was advertising that he was going to go in there and fight the same fight, Mexican, what is called nowadays as Mexican style, going out there and less boxing movement and more bravado, more hitting, And I'm not saying Valdez ran, because he was not running by all means, but because there was time Valdez stood there and traded shots with Berchelt. But he definitely didn't play that game of you hit me and I hit you. Valdez was moving around with a positive jab, an amazing, beautiful jab, and he fought extremely smart. He fought on the back foot at times, but most of the time he was engaging. It wasn't a boring fight. It was just the right, perfect game plan that Reynoso came out and made sure that Valdez followed throughout the whole fight. I mean, I was shocked. I was not expecting Valdez to come out with so many left hooks. Valdez too. So it was amazing, the display that so many left hooks. There was one left hook after the other by Valdez. Just caught Berchelt with so many left hooks. And if you go back and see when Berchelt got knocked out. So Berchelt has been stopped before. He's been stopped by Flores in the first round in 2014. And if you look at that fight, you will see that I think his name is Luis Eduardo Flores or Eduardo Luis Flores. I know last name is definitely Flores, but Luis Eduardo or Eduardo Luis is mixing in there right now. It's pretty late. But if you see that fight, you see that Flores ended up hitting Berchelt with a perfect left hook, simply because of the way, and I predicted the way he throws his shot. he is not worried about anything coming back to him. All he wants to do, Berchelt, go in there, start landing his punches without thinking of what's coming at him. And unfortunately, it caught up to him. Valdez just boxed circles around him, and it was a sensational fight. And not just that, but at the end, I was sincerely concerned for Berchelt. He went down so hard. It was a brutal finish, brutal. And I took some notes, and some of the stuff that I wrote. I said it was a brutal finish, a brutal left hook, great fight. Valdez demonstrated excellent footwork, which he did. Brilliant head and hand speed. Extremely fast today. He showed why switching stances sometimes is important. I think Valdez did an amazing job at switching at the perfect time from orthodox to southpaw, and he was just changing from one to the other so smooth. And he was able to put down Berchelt when he was fighting righty as well as he was fighting lefty with that amazing left uppercut. Now, I'm very concerned with Berchelt simply because he took a lot of punishment. And that is the type of fight that if you look at Dillian Whyte versus Povetkin, Dillian Whyte wasn't, and I know this is a different fight, but Dillian Whyte was not getting hit at all. He got caught with a clean shot that he didn't saw coming, and he went down. The fight was stopped, and he lost. But in this fight, Oscar Valdez caught Miguel Berchelt with so many clean shots to the head. I think it was 185 to 186 punches flush to the head. And that's extremely concerning. Berchelt needs to work on his head movement. He got decent foot movement, but no head movement. And no hip movement. He just stands there and he just wants to do that classic old-fashioned Mexican that Canelo has been trying to teach this new wave of Mexican. There's a better way where you can be entertaining at the same time, show some sort of boxing skill. And I do think that Canelo learned this after he lost to Floyd Mayweather. He rerouted and he started looking more into I could be aggressive and at the same time I could have amazing defense, offense and defense put together. That's what Canelo has mastered, in my opinion. He's definitely mastered that. And you see that in all his fights after the Mayweather fight. And that is something that Oscar Valdez, working with Reynoso and being teammate of Canelo, I'm pretty sure he learned that from Canelo. Well, not just learned it, but when you're working with another fighter, you pick things, that they do negative and you put it away. So, you know what? I see that. I don't want to do it. But you definitely pick things that they're doing positive and you add that to your ammunition. And then, you use that as your firepower. At the end of the day, knockout of the year, if anything else. If anything else, it was the knockout of the year. But here's one of the questions that, that comes to mind, at least for me. What's next for Oscar Valdez, and what's next for Miguel Berchelt, Miguel Berchelt Laraclan? I know that for let's talk first about Miguel Berchelt. I think Miguel Berchelt, 38 fights, now 2 losses, 2 times he's been stopped. Miguel Berchelt could definitely give an entertaining fight with Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer doesn't have a dance partner. That'd be a great fight. Jamel Herring, an amazing fight. It's just a comeback fight. I would definitely keep him away from Ito, Masayuki Ito. Ito has a lot of power, so you might want to, and he's a great counter shot puncher. So I might keep him away from Ito. Even a fight between Miguel Berchelt and Leo Santa Cruz would be an amazing, entertaining fight. The difference there is one is a PBC, the other one's top rank and all that kind of crazy stuff. Berchelt should come back and fight keep busy fight, a fighter that's not going to be punching him as hard and not a lot of technique, and a boxer that he could just walk right over. Now, the next question is, what should Oscar Valdez and who should he fight next? That's a very interesting question. If you don't know, Oscar Valdez used to fight at 126 pounds, and he was a champion. He relinquished his belt and went up in weight. I do see Miguel Berchelt. Not Miguel Berchelt. It's late, guys, and I apologize for that, but I'm trying to get a video out there for you guys. I do see Oscar Valdez fighting someone like the name of Andrew Concepcion next. Concepcion is a great fight. Concepcion, if I'm not mistaken, 21 fights and 22 fights, 5 losses. It's just a stay busy fight. This fight was very stressful for him, physically and mentally, simply because even his own country kept on saying he was going to get knocked out. There was no way he was going to win. But the fight that really excites me the most is Valdez versus Ito. For me, that's an amazing fight. I think that's a fight that I would definitely love to see. Even Joseph Diaz Jr., Tevin Farmer. But the fight that everybody wants to see is Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. Now, Shakur Stevenson is no joke. There's no way Oscar Valdez is going to fight the same fight versus Shakur Stevenson. This fight also reminded me a lot of Kelly Pavlik versus B-Hop. And the reason I say that is simply because no matter where B-Hop and threw a punch, Kelly Pavlik was there to take the punch. In this fight, no matter where Valdez threw the punch, Berchelt was there to catch the punch, and it was going to hit him. Because you know that their style is just going forward, being aggressive, and that's why in the 10th round you saw that devastating knockout. And if you look at the fight, Berchelt's foot movement was all over the place. He was lift off the ground, trying to come forward. He was doing all kind of crazy movement. And Oscar Valdez made him miss 2 or 3 shots, and then came over with the left hook and caught him and just put him straight to sleep. Again, devastating knockout. If you haven't seen it, YouTube it, because it's one of those shots that it's knockout for me, knockout of the year. But I would love to see the fight that would love to see moving forward, maybe their next fight, or maybe give Oscar Valdez, someone like Tevin Farmer that doesn't have a lot of power, but still has that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful boxing skill, ring generalship, to get him ready for someone like Shakur Stevenson. I think that'll be a perfect fight for Oscar Valdez next. It fights Tevin Farmer, because Tevin Farmer doesn't have a lot of power. I think it's 30 fights that he's. I'm sorry, again, I'm so late. I'm extremely tired. 35 wins, 5 losses, and I think 1 or 2 draws. I do know he's had a couple draws out there. I don't know if it's 1. He has 1 or 2, maximum of 2. But that would be a perfect fight for Oscar Valdez, just to get him ready for Shakur Stevenson. Currently, right now, Adrian Broner fight still happening. I'll do my video for that fight tomorrow. I already did the video. I haven't released it yet. I'm going to release this one first. I did the video with Pretty Boy Josh Kelly. I'm going to release it tomorrow. It's very late today. It's past 12:30. It's not that late, but I've been up working since this morning. So for me, I've been up about now 18 hours straight. So it's pretty late for me. Pretty tired. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, like the channel, comment, and I'll definitely get back to you. Thank you guys for watching this video. Again, this was the knockout of the year. If anything, it's the least it could be is the knockout of the year. It's not the upset of the year, but it's up there. It could be the upset of the year. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one, and most importantly, subscribe.